When a transformer predicts the next word, we normally only get to see the very end of that process, the final answer it commits to. All the computation happening in the dozens of middle layers stays completely hidden from us. It feels a bit like judging a long argument by only hearing the conclusion. But a wonderfully simple technique introduced by a researcher writing under the name Nostalgebraist back in 2020 lets us peek at what the model is thinking at every layer along the way. It is called the Logit lens, and it is a lovely little window into the machine. So here is the trick, and it really is just one reused component applied in a place it was never meant to go. Start by grabbing the hidden state at some intermediate layer partway up the stack. Normally, this internal representation is just passed along quietly to the next layer, never turned into anything a human could read. Then apply the model's own final layer, norm, and unembedding to it. The exact same machinery the model uses at the very end to turn its last hidden state into predictions over the vocabulary. You are simply borrowing that machinery and running it early at a layer where it was never meant to be used. Out comes a distribution over vocabulary tokens for that layer, an actual guess at the next word as of that point in the computation. You do this at every layer, so each one gives you its own readout. Now line those readouts up and watch them in sequence. Often the right answer surfaces somewhere in the middle layers, and the later layers merely sharpen it into confidence. You can literally see the model's guess change and settle as it climbs the stack. Now, to feel why this is useful, compare what you normally get with what the lens gives you. Standard usage shows you only the final layer's prediction. The model does all of its work internally, layer after layer, and you see just a single output at the very top, with no visibility at all into how that answer gradually came together underneath. Here the lens decodes every layer's hidden state into words. Suddenly you can watch the prediction form and refine, step by step up the network, turning a black box into something you can actually follow. Here's the thing. 3 points capture both the charm and the catch of this technique. It reuses the unembedding at every layer. There is no new training, no probe to fit. You just borrow the model's existing readout machinery and point it at each intermediate hidden state. It lets you watch the answer form. You get to see a prediction emerge in the middle and get refined toward the top, which is a genuinely intuitive picture of what the layers are doing. But treat the results as approximate. The early layers are not really living in the same output basis the unembedding expects, so the readouts down there can genuinely mislead you, which is exactly why richer variants like the tuned lens were later built to correct for it. All right, let us gather the essentials into a small set of takeaways worth keeping from this one. The Logit lens decodes a transformer's hidden state at every layer into a guess over vocabulary tokens. It works by applying the model's own final layer norm and unembedding to each intermediate layer. You can watch the prediction form in the middle layers and sharpen toward the top. No extra training needed. Just remember it is approximate, since early layers are not truly in the output basis, which is why the tuned lens exists. If peaks inside models like this fascinate you, we unpack plenty more of them over at standarity.com.